actually am a huge fan of studying these old school dead marketers. And the reason is because these guys, if you think about it, way back in the day, it's not like, I mean, they didn't have the internet, obviously, but the things that they had to go do in order to create noise and success was massive, right? All the stuff that they had to go do and get done, it was big. There was a lot. And so I like to go study these old school marketers. What is it that they had to go right to create in order to make sales, and then add the internet? Then the internet's powerful. I actually believe the internet is a little bit of a distraction until you understand what marketing actually is. Otherwise, we fall into these fallacies that the posting on Facebook is marketing. No, that's posting on Facebook, right? That is not marketing. And so I'm a little bit obsessed of going backwards in history and finding these really cool stories of marketing. And then we'll go add the power of the internet, the automation of the internet, and the game gets really fun from there, right? And one of the most recent stories that I went through and I heard actually had to do with, I believe his name was Harry Rickenbach, I think. This is the guy, if you don't know, this is the guy who dropped diplomas by the thousands over enemy lines in World War II. And he dropped these diplomas to the Germans and said, hey, if you put your weapon down right now and take these diplomas and walk across, you will be a prisoner of war at officer rank. You'll get meat and bread every day. By the way, you also get toilet paper. And that was the biggest thing that the German lines wanted. And so by the thousands, Germans were standing up. This is a marketer that did this. He's dropping, right, with a plane, just these thousands of these diplomas. It became such an issue that the Germans went in and made it illegal to pick anything up off the ground, or they'd shoot them right there, their own people, which is crazy. So anyway, same guy though, I believe, as that. And so anyway, so same guy as that. A little bit later, so he was this really famous marketer. Okay, he was a really good marketer way back in the day, and what's cool about Harry is there was a guy. Okay, this is another story I've heard from him, and there's a big point to this that I'm getting to here, and I just want you to kind of take this in, because honestly, MLM today is extremely simple, and that's kind of what I titled this here today. MLM is very, very simple, and what you have to understand with this whole principle and everything around it is that when you know what I'm going to share with you right now, MLM is just like any other business. Right, and you have to be good at taking these different pieces. Like, anyway, let me just share the story here real quick. One day, this guy came up to Harry Rickenbach and said, "Hey, I really want to be like casted in this show or whatever. Okay, cast me in this show." So he said, "Okay," and he didn't know who the guy was. The producer's office was on the other side of the city. And so what he did is he went and he got 2,000 pennies in New York. These 2,000 pennies in New York, and it's back in the time when pennies were made of a material that was actually worth something. Okay, so he had 2,000 pennies, and all he did is he started walking through downtown with these pennies. And as he was walking through downtown, he would just started dropping these pennies, and he's with this client, taking him over to the producer's office. He's dropping all these pennies, penny, 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 okay, as he's walking through the town. Now, as they're dropping pennies through the city, it's a true story, okay? They're dropping pennies through the city. At first, it's just kids that are picking up these pennies, walking behind and following Harry with this client. So, but as they go, I mean, the dude's got 2,000 pennies, right? Back in the day, right, early to mid 1900s, pennies are worth a lot more then, right? And so he starts dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. Pretty soon adults start following them. And Harry's not watching the audience. He's not watching the crowd as he walks through the crowd, just starting to drop these pennies. Kids start following him, adults start following him, and pretty soon there's this big mass of people behind him picking up pennies as he's dropping 2,000 freaking pennies going through this town. They're walking on the way to the producer's office, and he's got the client right there. The client's like, what the heck is going on? He's like, you want to go get hired by this guy, right? Here we go. Hey, this is how you do it, right? And so this is his plan. Well, they get all the way to the producer's office, and he's finally dropped the rest of the 2,000 pennies, and they knock on the producer's door. And they say, right, guy opens the door, and there is Harry, the client who wants to get hired and casted into this thing, and then this small sea of people. The guy thinks that they know each other. That like this group of people is like, yeah, he would be awesome. They have no idea who he is or why they're there. They're just following him because he's been dropping pennies the whole time. Okay, this illustrates a massive principle. And it's such a huge deal. Very simple, but it's why MLM today is very easy. Now, when you think about all the pieces that we do in MLM today, right? I'm still auto recruiting every day. Right. In fact, it'd be really fun to take some screenshots of my phone. I should do that next time and share with you guys like the repetition, bam, 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 right, of how fast people are joining my downline because of the systems I'm teaching to build inside this program. Okay, inside Secret MLM Hacks. Okay, and it works. It's very powerful. Anyway, but the whole illustration I'm trying to put out here right now is that you need to get good at causing noise, and because of the internet, it's very easy to do that today.